You're listening to Audiology. Support this channel by becoming a member and be sure to submit your requests for topics in the comments below. The White Terror, taking place during the French Revolution in 1795, marked a period of intense violence across France. This wasn't a random outbreak, but was directed at specific targets, people linked to the Reign of Terror, followers of notable figures like Robespierre and Marat, and those involved in Jacobin clubs. What sparked this violent spree? It was largely fueled by individuals who had lost family or friends during the Great Terror, or whose own safety and way of making a living had been jeopardized by the earlier government and its advocates before things took a turn with the Thermidorian reaction. The main forces behind this violence in Paris were groups known as the Girondins, whereas in the rural areas it was monarchists, supporters of the Girondins, opponents of the civil constitution of the clergy, and others who didn't agree with the Jacobins' political strategies. Unlike the Great Terror, which was highly organized through laws like the Law of 22nd Prairial and carried out by official entities such as the Revolutionary Tribunal, the White Terror lacked a centralized structure. It was more about spontaneous attacks from local groups with similar views, but no overarching organization guiding them. That said, some areas did see more structured counter-revolutionary efforts, like the Companions of Jéhu in Lyon and the Companions of the Sun in Provence. The term White Terror itself comes from the royalist symbol of wearing white cockades on their hats. The Reign of Terror, a period of extreme violence during the French Revolution, came to an end on July 27, 1794, or the 9th of Thermidor Year II, with the fall of Robespierre and his allies. Despite this pivotal event, the political landscape did not instantly stabilize. For months afterward, Paris and other cities experienced political turmoil. In particular, Paris saw rising conflicts between the Muscadins and the sans-culottes, while attacks on Jacobins erupted in Lyon and Nimes by February 1795. The shift towards a more concerted counter-revolution, known as the White Terror, only happened when several conditions aligned, emboldening the anti-Jacobin forces to take more drastic action. The aftermath of Robespierre's fall, known as the Thermidorian reaction, did not immediately clear the government of officials tied to the Reign of Terror. Some notorious figures like Jean-Baptiste Carrier and Joseph Fouché had even participated in Robespierre's overthrow to protect themselves. It would take months for key figures of the Terror to be tried or ousted from their positions of power. Economically, the period was marked by hardship. A harsh winter in 1794 to 1795 led to food shortages, exacerbated by a poor harvest. The situation was particularly dire in regions supplying Paris and in the north, where people were forced to eat seed grain through the winter. Blocked trade routes and frozen rivers made the situation worse, creating local price surges. The French currency, the assignat, plummeted in value, making the economic crisis even deeper. This financial collapse contributed to the Germinal uprising in April 1795, driven by hunger and desperation in Paris. On the military front, the National Convention faced the Chouannerie Rebellion in western France, a conflict that only concluded in December 1794 with the Treaty of La Jaunaye. This treaty allowed non-juring priests to return, marking an end to the direct military threat to the Republic and diminishing the influence of the civil constitution of the clergy. This series of events illustrates how, even after the Reign of Terror ended, France faced a complex mix of political, economic, and military challenges as it struggled towards a new stability. After the Reign of Terror, a wave known as the White Terror spread across the country. Some areas claimed they had been untouched by the Reign of Terror, while others felt a strong need for retribution. People labeled as terrorists were put on trial and executed. The intensity of this backlash varied by region, depending on their involvement in the revolution and their unique histories. Records, including judicial and police documents, revealed that many of the accusations were not based on actions taken during the Reign of Terror, but on personal or regional disputes instead. In the Pyrenees Orientales department, it was claimed that after Thermidor, no terrorists lived there. They were proud to say they had avoided the disgrace of both the Terror and its aftermath. In contrast, the small village of Velleron in the Vaucluse, home to about 900 people, saw many of its residents wrongfully accused and executed during the Reign of Terror, often by their own neighbors. These wrongful charges led to persecution or death by guillotine. From 1796 to 1797, the families affected by these actions retaliated against those who had accused their loved ones during the Reign of Terror. The main forms of revenge during the White Terror were arson and murder, with judicial records showing around 9 convictions of individuals along with their families. In the town of Aubagne, With a population of about 8,000, the Reign of Terror had a significant local impact. From 1795 to 1797, a period of extended violence took place, characterized by a high number of revolutionaries and a long-standing history of factional disputes. During this time, referred to as the town's reaction to the Reign of Terror, 413 people were arrested and subsequently executed. Judicial records suggest that both the accusations and executions during the Reign of Terror and the White Terror were heavily influenced by long-standing family feuds and regional conflicts. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more content.